Hello everyone, for my first YouTube video, I will be sharing a recipe for the assorted Chinese herbal soup. So this is the recipe. I was using a Nikon D5200 DSLR to record my whole video, and it total failed. It was very blurry, and so I couldn't post it. And unfortunately, I already started my soup for almost, I think 2 hours now. So, not 2 hours actually, an hour, 44 minutes left. So 2 hours, about an hour and a half. So unfortunately, I'm just going to talk really quickly about how I make the soup. Because what's so important is just the combination of the ingredients, and also the number of water, right? The water measurements, and how long it needs to be boiled for. So first off, this soup that I'm making today, it helps with clearing body heat, moisten lungs, and reducing phlegm, and also relieving cough. I live in Seattle, and we're in actually a pretty cold, windy season now. So having a good soup would be good. And also, I'm a big believer of Chinese soup. With the right ingredients, actually, it helps with building your immune system, and it's good to live a healthy life, right? And actually, I believe in being healthy. So, okay, so to cut the chase, unfortunately I don't have the dry ingredients anymore. It's boiling, but I'm going to start with today this pot of soup includes 6 ingredients, and it's pork base. So I'll talk about the ingredients first. First thing first is dangshen, which is called dongsang. And then the second thing will be the dried lily pulp. And then I also add in my dong, which is makdong. And then I also have this, which is geizi, which is called wolfberries. And I have this, which is called yuzu, which is called yokjo. And then lastly is the white lotus seeds. So they were dried, and I soaked them for a good 15-20 minutes, and then I purchased pork butt. You can get it in a nearby supermarket. Chop them into small pieces, parboil them, put in 2 slices of ginger. After it's boiled, after it's boiling for about, say, 2-3 minutes, remove it, clean it up, and then make sure that all the yucky stuff are gone. And then put in, I like to put in about 8 to 10 cups of water, which is equivalent to about 2,500 ml. Don't put in a lot of water, because it will dilute the taste of the soup. And a lot of my friends came to me and said, hey, how come my soup tastes not as tasty? Well, because you put too much water. So one is you put too much water. 2 is that your heat is too low. You don't want to. You want to make a soup. You want to boil the soup, and so you want to make it boil. I'll talk about that later. But yeah, 8 to 10 cups of water, and the reason why I put about, you can put about 8 cups, but I like to put 10 cups usually, because usually a good part of soup needs about 2 hours of cooking, and so expecting to some of the water will be evaporated, you'll have a good maybe 8-9 cups of bowls of soup to drink. So I usually put about 8 to 10 cups, and it's still very tasty. So after the water boils, put in all the ingredients. I like to put in the pork meat first, and then the ingredients, and then simmer it to once it boils, and then reduce the heat and simmer for 2 hours. Now, the second key thing I want to talk about is the heat, where a lot of my friends said to me, "Hey, my soup is not tasty." Well, if you have the right water measurement, the second thing would be the heat. You don't want to boil in such a way that you drain all the water, by the end of 2 hours. But you also want to not reduce the heat in such a way that the soup is not boiling. So my dad taught me this, where whether you use an electric stove or a gas stove, be sure that you are having a good floury pattern. So I'm going to show you what floury means, since I have to put the ingredients back into the pot. So as you know that I already I've been boiling this for good an hour and a half. I have 37 minutes left till the soup is good to go. You want the bubble to, this is too low. You don't want your soup, you want to boil your soup. You don't want to not have a tasty soup. You want the ingredients to put out its flavor 100%. So my dad taught me that a good boil for soup would be so I'm trying to adjust the stove right now to show you all. Would be like this, right? Like you see that it is boiling. It has good flour bubble. I don't try to translate to English from Chinese, but you want to have a nice bubbly pattern, and you don't want to not boil your soup. So this is a good heat. So whether you use an electric stove or gas, make sure that you reduce the heat to the way where you can see the floury bubbles. Close it. So now you have it. After 2 hours, put a little bit of salt, and it's very tasty, and it's actually it's very healthy. I don't usually put salt because I just think that it's more healthier without the salt. I do drink soup almost every day. I try to boil a pot of soup every week. So thank you for watching, and I apologize that the earlier videos didn't work out. I actually have the step-by-step video for folks who actually want to learn how to cook soup. But I will try to post out a video once a week. If you like soup like me, and you want to learn how to boil a good pot of healthy Chinese soup, please subscribe my channel, and I'll see you next week. Thank you.